Thanks everyone for being here tonight. Welcome to this special meeting of the City Council. I don't think I need to read the date. Let's see. I've never presided over a special meeting, so we only have one item on the agenda, and it is the resolution opposing the U.S. military involvement in Venezuela. Before we get started, we'll go ahead and do a roll call. And then we're just going to do the land acknowledgement, and we'll jump right into that item.
Mayor Pro Tem Castellano.
Here.
Councilmember Moulton.
Here.
Councilmember Fernandez.
Here.
Councilmember Contreras Deloach.
Here.
Mayor Burgell is absent. Councilmember Bauer is absent.
Oh, thank you. Fresh off the presses. Okay. The City of Eureka's land acknowledgement. The land that Eureka rests on is known in the Wiyot language as Jurujiji. Past actions by local, state, and federal governments remove the Wiyot and other indigenous peoples from the land and threaten to destroy their cultural practices. The City of Eureka acknowledges the Wiyot community, their elders, both past and present, as well as future generations. This acknowledgement demonstrates the city's commitment to dismantle the ongoing legacies of settler colonialism. So pursuant to Brown Act Section 54954.3, the public shall be provided an opportunity to speak only on items that are listed on the special meeting agenda, pursuant to City Council Resolution 2011-22. City Council policies to limit each speaker to 3 minutes. Such a time allotment or portion thereof shall not be transferred to other speakers. So if you're here to speak on another item for general public comment, and we'll be back here Tuesday in just over a week. So come back then for that. And of course, you can always reach out to us outside of the meeting too. And with that, we'll move to item A, the resolution opposing U.S. military involvement in Venezuela. And City Manager Slattery, are you giving a report? Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, and good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. At our December 2nd meeting, Council requested that we bring forward a resolution opposing United States military involvement in Venezuela. We had it we had it on the agenda for the December 16th agenda that followed the 2nd, and due to a lack of a quorum, we had to cancel that meeting, and so we didn't hear it then. Since then, things have changed, and so not only have things changed, but also at our previous meeting on the 6th, thank you, this was requested to be brought back as soon as possible, and so staff put together an updated resolution for council's consideration, and the recommendation is to adopt a resolution opposing United States military involvement in Venezuela and expressing support for the War Powers Resolution. If there's any questions, staff is available.
Great. Thank you. Do any council members have questions? Okay. This is a little unorthodox, but would it be possible to possibly pull up the resolution so that folks can see it?
Oz is working on that now.
Could be useful. Okay. Thank you. Okay. With that, we will go ahead and open this item up for public comment. Go ahead and come on up, and you can line up to each side of the room if you like. You can come up. Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
Oh, all good, all good.
Hi, I'm Bradley, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Humble Anti-War Committee. And the resolution, the current version of the resolution is pretty good, except for one small issue. In section 1 of the resolution, it says the city of Eureka condemns the ongoing U.S. military strikes, occupation, or occupation-like control of Venezuela and oppose any United States military presence, intervention, or de facto governance of Venezuela. Good. The stinker is without explicit authorization from the United States Congress. Now, it does talk about the war powers resolution later on. I think that this is completely unnecessary and contingents the entire thing on U.S. Congress approval. That's bad. We should get rid of that. And I would like to suggest that we strike that last sentence, that last section, without explicit authorization from the United States Congress from section 1 of the resolution, because attacking Venezuela is not okay, even if Congress approves of it. Or at least I don't think the city of Eureka is okay with it. Thank you.
Good evening. I appreciate rolling out the red carpet for us for this issue. That does actually mean a lot to us. I want to echo what Bradley said. The first half of that sentence is completely fine, and we also mention the War Powers Act later. I think it's Amendment 2. And so mentioning it in the first one kind of, like he said, hinges the entire argument on whether or not Congress approves of it or not, and we don't support that. I was talking to a friend before this meeting, and they had brought up the war in Iraq and Congress approving that, and we can all agree that that wasn't good. So I just want to, echo the sentiment that we do not support the second half of that sentence. Otherwise, it's a really good resolution and is actually way more progressive than what I've seen other city councils do. And so I commend you on the hard work it took to get it to this point, but we would really, really appreciate it if that one half of the sentence is just either deleted or further context is added so that it doesn't hinge the entire argument on Congress approval. Thank you.
Hello. Talking about the Venezuela resolution, it can be used, but on the 5th paragraph down, that it says that the war or invasion can be done if Congress approves of it, and that is immoral and it's illegal. Democrats and Republicans have salivated over South American countries, Central America. For years, they've killed people, they've assassinated people, they've thrown people from airplanes just so corporations can make money. But it's not for the people. And I know a lot of you sit there and think, oh my God, it's a socialist regime. No, I don't know whether you realize this, but when a leader nationalizes the oil and gives the money to the people to get them out of the barrios, to get them out of the slums so they have money, all right, that's called socialism. That's good. That's not like this country. We have some socialism, but not a lot. So I just want to say also that to please change the resolution to reject all escalations regardless of congressional approval. Thank you very much. And free Venezuela, free Maduro, and free, free, free Palestine.
Thank you for having this tonight. I couldn't imagine that you would go along with agreeing if our Congress did say it was okay to to go into Venezuela, to have a war there, to do whatever we've just done to Venezuela. And so I have to agree with the anti-war team that, and I know we're having a protest on the 17th, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people there addressing this. So please do make a statement about what our government has done in Venezuela. On the way here, I always listen to NPR, and I understand they're now in chaos at Venezuela. All we've done is cause more problems in that country. So please come up with a statement that shows that at least the City Council of Eureka, California is not for this kind of war attempt. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Madeline. I'm also with the Humboldt Anti-War Committee, and just asking what others have asked, that you changed just that one little excerpt at the end that says that that the conflict would be okay if Congress approved it. So we're just asking this Eureka City Council to pass an addendum that fixes that and strikes out the without explicit authorization from the United States Congress. Thank you.
Howdy, folks. I'm here to say what everybody else has said. I'm here to ask that you remove the phrasing that says that the Eureka City Council and the City of Eureka would be okay with this act of war and act of kidnapping if it were approved by Congress. I was appalled when I woke up that morning and saw what had happened, saw what we had done. I know most people in this room were probably appalled when they saw that a president of a foreign nation and his wife were being held on a U.S. ship, then at Guantanamo Bay, then put on a plane and taken to Metropolitan Detention Center in New York City. We would not be okay with this if Congress had approved it. We would still be protesting and standing in front of you today if Congress had approved it. And so therefore, we ask that you remove that in an addendum. Thank you. Free Palestine, free Sudan.
I have an essay. My name is Karen Angel, and I'm here to support the resolution. And I had the resolution as the council first presented it, but I support your amendment to the resolution. Venezuela is a beautiful country, which I have visited 4 times. During my over 30 years of research, primarily focusing on the exploration of the country of Venezuela. During my years of research, I have met many Venezuelan people who are citizens of the United States and of Venezuela. They are my friends. As you know, Humboldt County's namesake, Alexander von Humboldt, was noted as the first geographer in the world who made that a science of geography. And he explored Venezuela in the years 1799 and 1800s, primarily the river system, the Orinoco River. 100 years later, my uncle Jimmy Angel was born, and he explored Venezuela too. He was an aviation pilot, explorer. He was given credit, or has been given credit, for sighting the world's tallest waterfall in 1933, which is Angel Falls. And it was named Angel Falls by the Venezuelan government in his honor, and because he gave logistical support to the Venezuelans' scientific exploration of the Great Savannah. Venezuela, the southeastern section of Venezuela, is a vast savanna, a beautiful land, rolling hills and tepuis. Those are the vast, tall, tabletop mountains from which Angel Falls flow. we also honor the name Sharanvina, which is the indigenous people's name for the waterfall. Sharan is the tributary into which the waterfall cascades, and Vina means waterfall. So the native people call it, the indigenous people call it Sharanvina. They also call it Angel Falls and Salto Angel, the Spanish name. Does that mean my time is up?
You have 30 more seconds.
How much?
30 seconds.
Okay. I just want to say that Maria Machado, the opposition leader, has in sense complimented Trump for his actions, and I find that appalling. And then he ignored her and named someone else as anointed the vice president who. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. You guys know me. I've been here a few times now. David with the Humboldt Anti-War Committee. I wanted to start with a quick question. What do indigenous Americans, the people of Palestine, and the people of Venezuela all have in common? They are all indigenous peoples the United States is willing to kill for their natural resources. This time, it was the lie of narco-terrorism used against an internationally recognized head of state to justify his kidnapping. Anyone following the situation will know that the Attorney General recently reduced the charges against Nicolas Maduro, so the entire drug kingpin nonsense was just a lie, like lie after lie before it. 100 Venezuelans and Cubans were killed during the kidnapping of Nicolas Maduro. May those souls rest in peace. Nearly 800,000 Palestinian lives have been lost in just the last 3 years. Millions dead in Iraq. Millions dead in Vietnam and Cambodia. Millions of the original stewards of this land lost. Hundreds of millions of souls from the African diaspora lost during chattel slavery. This is the legacy the United States has left on the world for centuries now. Hundreds of millions dead in the wake of this power structure operated upon the dictatorship of capital. Capital is the real dictator, not Nicolas Maduro. When will it end? I'm not placing the responsibility for any of what I just said on this council, but what we do have here today is an opportunity to make a statement to denounce this legacy. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something. And this is what the Eureka City Council can do, so this is why we're here. Sometimes when you light a candle, the wind will blow. I use that language, giving all the respect to the recent events in Arcata and the Arcata fire, all my strength to the people affected by that. Please listen to my comrades, make an addendum to this, and please pass it today. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else in council chambers like to make public comment on this item? Okay, we'll go to Zoom. Is there anyone on Zoom?
Rick?
Hi there. I wish I could be there in person with you today. I'm recovering from an illness right now, and I wouldn't want to get anyone else sick. But I'm also from the Humboldt Anti-War Committee. And I just wanted to say, first off, that we really do appreciate the stronger language and the updates. We appreciate this special meeting being held. That really does mean a lot to us. We don't want to downplay that at all. But I also would like to echo what many others have said. If we could have an addendum to the language on the first point of be it resolved that just either striking out the language saying that it would be okay with explicit authorization for Congress, or even splitting that into a separate point where you're specifically mentioning that also it's wrong for Trump to have done any kind of military intervention without Congress. I think that's fine. Our big grievance, and I think others have already said it quite well, is that we don't want this resolution to be explicitly saying that these actions would all be fine if Congress had approved of it, because Congress has on many occasions approved of things that were wrong, that were based on lies, that went against the interest of the majority of people and even the opinions of the majority of people. And there's many of those things now that we look back on and we recognize collectively as huge errors that actually hurt more people than it helped. Vietnam, Iraq, and so many more. Something I would like to point out too is one of the biggest opposition arguments I've seen recently has been, well, Eureka should focus on Eureka. And I really want to speak to that, because when it's our tax dollars, when we're complicit in these kinds of acts, when our country is breaking international laws, going against the UN, kidnapping the sovereign head of state and his wife, those are huge crimes. And we all bear some responsibility on some level, and it's really important that we don't let that happen on our watch, and that we do take a stand in whatever way we can, and also that we recognize that we don't want our tax dollars going towards that. The majority of people, I quoted some statistics to you all the first time we did this. The majority of Republicans, Democrats, Independents, everybody have been against this. And that's just what the statistics show. So people don't want more war. They want to take care of people at home. And even the opposition commenters, that's what they focused on. They're just a little confused, I think, on the fact that our money is going towards this. So it does matter. We would like to see our money used to help people here. No more forever wars, no more stealing resources, no more killing indigenous peoples abroad. Let's focus on helping people at home. That's what I wanted to say. I hope that you'll please add the addendum. Thank you so much for your time.
Mark?
Yes, thank you. Good evening. Thank you for having me. My name is Mark Adams. I am a local educator, former chair of the Humboldt County Green Party, and former state official for the Green Party, and a concerned voter. In the last few weeks, from Minnesota to Palestine to Venezuela, we've seen what happens when we trust federal officials to make sound decisions on behalf of the American people without our permission or approval. We've seen what happens when the will of the majority of the people is ignored. Folks may have voted for Trump, but did they vote for more wars? Didn't they back a candidate who pledged to end our endless wars? In these last few weeks, our armed forces have been turned into pirates, seizing privately owned vessels from other countries and stealing the cargo. We have attacked and killed hundreds of people in several sovereign nations, including Venezuela, that have never threatened us. Now our president is threatening to invade and annex Greenland, a region of Denmark. The world is responding. According to USA Today, Russia is now deploying submarines to escort their tankers, and British troops may soon arrive in Greenland to deter a US invasion. What kind of madness is this? I mean, is this what we are now, just some brutish empire? I have a better question. Who is going to stop Trump? Is it Congress? To me, they seem impotent at best and complicit at worst. I remember that both Republican and Democratic presidential administrations have tried one way or another in the last decades to undermine, sanction, and overthrow the government of Venezuela for the same reason: oil. And I believe Trump is carrying water for quite a few powerful people who have something to gain from regime change in Venezuela on both sides of the aisle. So why do I support the resolution opposing U.S. military involvement in Venezuela? Simple. Because we the people must help solve this. A person said last week in this meeting that Eureka shouldn't waste its time addressing this issue. It's not our place. I disagree. We all pay taxes here. And we need to start small, but speak loudly, increasing in scale until we are heard so loudly our government feels the domestic pressure to let the people of Venezuela live their lives in peace. I urge the council to vote yes on this resolution to oppose any further intervention in Venezuela. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Andrew? Andrew?
Hi, my name's Andrew. I'm here to, first thank you guys for putting this item on the agenda and making this special meeting. I think it's, I said this before, but I think it's just really important that we're allowed to have this community forum and this expression of democracy in this way. One piece that I would ask you to go further, and it's been said before, is that I'm a teacher, and I made the analogy last time of just how we tell kids all day long not to lie, not to steal, and not to hurt each other. But that's just exactly what the adults in charge of this country are doing. And I think, an analogy I'm thinking of is the War Powers Resolution in Congress is not saying that lying, stealing, and hurting people is wrong. It's just only right if you have 400 of your buddies to go and do that too, which, I don't think that's right. But that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Lisa?
Hi there, my name is Lisa. I'm fairly new to the area, and it is reassuring and gratifying to see the local government taking action in ways that really matter to me as a citizen of this country. It's appalling to see what my country is doing in my name, and it's not new. And this resolution, which I strongly encourage and hope that the council will vote in favor of and pass, is a signal to the citizens here that we care. And I'll underscore everything that's already been said by people who are more well versed in these issues, but looking around at what this country is doing abroad and at home, myself and so many people I know are terrified in this moment. And if we look at simply values and principles that we strive for, I will call attention to the land acknowledgement that was read into the room before we started this discussion today. The last sentence being, this acknowledgement demonstrates the city's commitment to dismantle the ongoing legacies of settler colonialism. What's happening in Venezuela is modern day settler colonialism. And I really encourage us to walk the talk that this land acknowledgement, and I think many principles and values in this room are in line with. Thank you so much.
Ellen?
Hello, City Council. I am just hopping on to say that I support my city adopting this resolution. I do think that you need to look at the language and adopt the Humboldt Anti-War Committee addendum, because this act of aggression that the U.S. is taking against a sovereign country is not okay, no matter if Congress rubber stamps it or puts guardrails on it or whatever. I mean, the Iraq War was wrong. I know that my ward rep, Scott Bauer, said that he protested the Iraq War 25 years ago, and so did I. And it was wrong then, and it's wrong now. And Congress approved that. And so nothing about Congress approving it. We need to be really clear. The moral issue is an imperial power just running rampant over any country that has some resources that they want. I'm out there chanting no blood for oil like I did 25 years ago. So please adopt the stronger, clearer language that makes it really obvious what we in Eureka stand for, that was put forward by the Humboldt Anti-War Committee. Thank you.
I see no one else on Zoom.
Thank you. And with that, we'll close public comment. I just want to say thanks everyone for coming out and engaging on this issue and for committing so much time and thought to no, you're good. To this and other local issues. And with that, we'll turn it back to council members. Councilmember Contreras Deloach.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to adopt it. I don't know if that's what I need to say. Adopt the resolution. Excluding, though, however, I think that is a good point. The last sentence of number 1, because the whole point of everybody gathering tonight is that they don't actually approve of it. And even if Congress said that they approved of it, we still don't approve of it. So that's the motion I'd like to make. I could probably say a lot of other things, but there's my motion.
Second, and I'd like to add a friendly amendment to that. Sorry, did I jump on you?
No, I just wanted to ask for clarity because I heard the last sentence. So it would be a period after Venezuela.
Hot control of Venezuela and opposes the United States.
Or de facto governance of Venezuela,
Venezuela, period. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So we're from without onward would be stricken.
I apologize, but I'm lost. Which paragraph are you?
On
you
number
said the first
1,
paragraph. I'm not
on
reading
page
the same things.
2. On page 2, under number 1,
now
where it
therefore.
says
First resolved.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I missed page
Under
2.
now therefore be it resolved. Yeah, I think that's what everybody was referring to is just the still don't agree with it.
Oh, maybe. I don't see your notes there. I can tell you what my friendly amendment would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the 5th, whereas, so I did second. Got that.
Yep. No, we got you.
Thank you. I still think war powers are sorry. I'm verklempt. This is a lot. I think that it is important that Congress needs to approve things. I agree that this action in particular is wrong no matter what. That's why I would agree for that resolve to be removed. In the 5th paragraph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in the 5th whereas, rather than removing that, I think not only do we need to that Congress should be doing its job of those 535 people needing to agree on something happening. But I think that we also need to acknowledge that we're in violation of international law, which is something that's detrimental to not only our country, but the entire world. So in that, rather than taking out that paragraph, I would add...
I haven't suggested taking out that paragraph.
Oh, no, I was just going to make my
oh, you're making an alternative.
My amendment would be to add a phrase. Sorry, somebody suggested to take it out. But I was just saying, I think that after war powers resolution, we should just add as well as international law. So it reads, U.S. military presence and involvement in Venezuela continues without explicit statutory authorization from Congress, raising serious concern under the U.S. Constitution and the war powers resolution as well as international law.
Do you accept that friendly amendment?
Well, I'm just wondering if it's necessary since this talks about, the document itself talks about violations of international law repeatedly already.
I'll let the conversation, I'll take back my friendly amendment for the moment and think about that. Let Mario go.
I understand where you're coming from, Councilmember Moulton. But I would feel that it's redundant because below that, even though it doesn't say international law explicitly, it does say international law experts and global organizations have condemned U.S. strikes. So I don't see the need to insert that. The only other friendly amendment I would ask is that in the 6th, the final resolved, the city clerk is directed to transmit copies of the resolution to the President of the United States, the United States Secretary of State, and the United States Secretary of Defense. We no longer have a Department of Defense. We have a Department of War. So that would be the correction I would have to offer if you're open to that, Councilmember Contreras Deloach.
Yeah, we would need to change the name since that is no longer actually the title of that department anymore.
Okay, sorry. Okay. So
That is a legitimate
yeah,
amendment.
there
because
is
that's
not
what,
the phrase Department of Defense here.
Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of Defense would be Secretary of War now.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see what you're saying. Okay, so are you friendly amending?
I'm asking
to
if
strike that.
Yeah, I'm asking if Councilmember Contreras Deloche and
Yeah. Well, I know. I'm
Councilmember
just trying to
Moulton.
get clear on what your amendment is to strike the phrase.
Defense and replace with War. That's the proper
Is-
title of the secretary
right.
now.
It- for the sake of process, Councilmember Contreras Deloche, do you accept this friendly amendment? Okay. For now, that friendly amendment is not
No,
accepted.
I'm not shaking my head. No,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
shaking my head in disbelief.
Okay.
That's yeah, whatever they're called.
Staff can research it and see
Yeah,
if
do you
that
wanna
is
take a
true,
look
and if
and
it's
see if
not,
that's-
then we'll keep it defense.
that
If it is, then we'll change
is
it to
ipso
war.
facto the new title, whether or not it's an officially accepted title. So
So the friendly amendment would be to update the titles according to the current standing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Councilmember Moulton, after you got the chance to kind of review it again, did you feel like it was referred to
Okay.
specifically enough?
Sorry,
in other
just to come
places?
back. So you accept that friendly
I accept
amendment?
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
trying to be diligent.
No,
about
let's do it right, yeah.
Following the. Okay, Councilmember Moulton.
I would also accept giving it the name that is appropriate. I don't buy that the name just gets to be changed without a process that I'm not familiar with. So
you agree
yes on
that-
the amendment, but specifically
and
as
staff
clarified.
will replace it with the
The
appropriate.
appropriate
okay.
name, yes.
Great.
Circling back to what her
Councilmember
friendly
Contreras
amendment that
Deloche,
she
yeah.
had offered, Councilmember Moulton, do you feel like there's other places where it's referred to enough in the document that you feel comfortable with that, or do you still want to put a finer point on it?
Thank you for bringing that back. I think it's sufficient as written. Thank you.
Okay.
So we have a motion and a second.
Yeah, I get it. I got this.
I know
any
you do.
other any other comments from council?
I think folks know where we stand with this. So.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
I actually want to take this opportunity to say something because I am overwhelmed. I am dumbfounded. When this resolution was proposed, I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget to mention anything. When this resolution was proposed, it was about bombing boats in the Caribbean. Then things escalated quickly and significantly. I'm deeply concerned about and opposed to our government so blatantly violating international law. I'm also deeply concerned about and opposed to our government so blatantly disregarding our own laws on our own soil, unjustly and violently occupying our own cities. I'm disturbed by the dozens of survivors of sex trafficking who have spent decades bravely seeking justice, so far to no avail. I'm concerned by the wholesale destruction of our social safety nets and the looting of our natural resources, the desolation of our public lands. I'm afraid for my LGBTQ community members who are facing increasing danger every single day for simply existing. And this flood of atrocities is no accident. It is a tactic, and we cannot let the sheer volume overwhelm us. I'm shaking because I know that this is not enough. I want our city government to let the people in our community know that they are safe and that they are appreciated, and I want us to be able to speak with a voice as a city to the larger world. We need to stay vigilant and critical, and most importantly, connected. And that's why I wanted to go on a little diatribe here, is that I want to feel connected, and I want everyone to build on that. It's easy to get angry and look out and yell out, but we need to be talking in. And I think we are, and we need to continue to do that.
Thank you, Councilmember Moulton. Does anyone else on council have additional comments to make? Okay. Appreciate your words. And with that, we'll call the vote on this item. Just for clarity's sake, sorry, do I vote on this? I do. Okay, great. Please vote.
4 yes votes, Councilmember Bauer absent, motion carries.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your input and for your thorough reading of this item. And this meeting is adjourned.